Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today marks the start of Season 3 of Under the Radar, and what happened to him will continue next week. Today we are introducing Europe's best player, in a lot of players' opinions, including mine, Mike James. What made him become a European superstar? Now, everybody has been texting me, calling me, Ari, isn't this the first time we've ever seen Mike James? Actually, no. This is actually the fourth or fifth time that we've seen him in the NBA. Now, if you ladies and gentlemen weren't aware, he was in the NBA previously as a Phoenix Sun. Back in February 2018 was his last game played with the Phoenix Suns and the NBA. I will discuss to you how he got to his position today with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, it all happened and his journey started with Lamar. He went to the University of Lamar, a Division I school from a Division III school. He averaged 15 points and 2 assists. He declared himself to the NBA draft in 2012 but sadly did not get drafted. But no one really knows Lamar, so I can't really blame them for not taking him. Knowing that the NBA door has closed on him, Mike James had to find other ways to get by, not wanting to play in the G League, and people would make fun of him for not making it. So, what a better place than Europe? He started his European stint in Zagreb, Lithuania, back in 2012. Then he played for Laboral Koska Baskonia for both the 14 and 15 to 16 season in both the Liga ACB and the EuroLeague, two of the best leagues in Europe besides the Champions League. Now, the Colossus Randau in the Greek Basketball League back in 2014 to 2015 season, since he had a contract dispute with Baskonia. He then played for European and Greek powerhouse Panathinaikos OPAP back in 2016 for his first stint. Mike averaged 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Next, he decided to go to the NBA as soon as a couple teams decided to give him a couple offers back in 2017 to 2018 NBA season. He first played with the Toronto Raptors with 9.3 points, 3.5 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and 38 from the field goal in just 19.1 minutes a game. He then played for the Pelicans, which for quite a short time, for I think 4 to 5 games, in such 4.5 minutes. He averaged 1 point, 1.5 assists, and 0.3 rebounds, and 22% from the field goal. His last and most valuable stint in the NBA before he went back to Europe was with Phoenix as the backup point guard for Tyler Ulis and a backup guard or a backup shooting guard for Kendall Jenner's current boyfriend, Devin Booker. He averaged 10.4 points, 3.8 assists, and 2.8 rebounds, and 39% from the field goal in just 21 minutes. He made his name even more known as soon as he hits the NBA Drew League, which is the best place to secure your skills against overseas pros, NBA players like James Harden, and EuroLeague players, imports, people from China, high school freaks, and college standouts and NBA draft prospects. He went back to Europe and decided to go back to Panathinaikos. In Panathinaikos, he averaged 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Then, on his next stint in Italy, he played for Olimpia Milano, my favorite Italian team besides Virtus Bologna. He played for Armani Exchange Milano in both the EuroLeague and the Italy Serie A back in 2018 to 2019 season. Then, from the jump, when he averaged Olimpia Milano, he averaged 19 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Such a substantial improvement from his time in Panathinaikos. Now, his numbers even jumped even higher as soon as he went to CSKA. CSKA gave him a wide open option not only to play in Russia, but to become a total powerhouse in Europe along with Will Clyburn. He averaged 20 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds, and shot 35% from 3. And mind you, at the start of his career in Europe, or his professional career outside college, he used to average 22% from 3 with Zagreb. Now he averages 35% from 3. What a substantial improvement. Then he ended up dominating the EuroLeague alongside with Milutov and Will Clyburn, who are two of my favorite players besides Mike and Shane Larkin. Now, he actually has the second most average points per game in Europe right after former NBA player Nikola Mirotic. Now, what basically made him actually leave CSKA Moscow is actually a sad situation. It all started when they had the match against Fenerbahce, who are one of the best teams in Europe. You know, the team that actually looks like they're Stevenson's Pizza or something, or sorry, Yellow Cab. You know, the yellow and black. Yeah, that's Fenerbahce. And against Jan Faisley or Jack Faisley, I don't know how to pronounce him. Also former NBA player. Now, what basically happened was he had a little beef with head coach Dimitris Itaudis, which suspended Mike twice actually. First time for a couple games, and the next time for the rest of the season. Wow, you literally threw your best player in the whole entire team on the dust just because he wanted to spend some time after his grandfather passes. Even I would leave. Man, I'm very close to my relatives, and I would actually sacrifice both my life and my job for them. So, good move for him. But the bad part was in Russia, fans were literally bashing him for leaving in order to cater to his family in Portland, Oregon, which is honestly bad. That's such a toxic environment. And after his infamous incident with fighting his former teammate Toku Shangila after their game against Fenerbahce, that's just toxic. Even I thought people in CSK would thank him for all the dominant years that he had with Will Clyburn. I mean, they're such an iconic, dynamic duo that I would constantly watch both in Russia and the EuroLeague. They were both such an exciting duo because Will Clyburn would be basically the bread to his peanut butter jelly. As soon as Mike James misses a shot, he would instantly tip it in. And if Clyburn misses a shot, you know, Mike James could easily just reset the play, which is just amazing. Now, what basically happened, it just got worse. He had contract disputes with the team. Literally, fans and reporters in Eurohoops.net, who are one of the most reliable sources for European basketball, bashed him on Twitter. These are the tweets that he actually answered back and fired back with all the European fans, which is just not good, man. It's just a toxic environment. And he just looked at himself. I mean, if my team, CSK Moscow, the team that I've been doing such a big favor for, is literally shrugging me down and trying to place me in such a negative light, even though he was doing a positive intention for his family. So, both Mike James and the party of CSK Moscow decided, okay, enough is enough, and I think we should split ways, which made Mike James a free agent. Within the same week or the same afternoon that Mike James became available, the Brooklyn Nets decided to call Mike James, needing a backup point guard since they don't even use Chris Chiozza. Now, this is such a great pickup by the Nets. Even though they don't have much cap space, I think they should actually sign Mike James to a long-term contract because Chiozza's on a two-way deal and you're not going to use him. But the bad part about Mike James' situation in Brooklyn is that Kyrie is going to take all the minutes. And you know Kyrie, spends 35 minutes, 40 minutes with the game if he has to. And Mike, goes for garbage time, but Mike is so much more. And I think he could definitely dominate in the NBA as a starting point guard. I mean, if Eric Bledsoe is dominating the NBA, why shouldn't Mike James? And unlike Mike James, Eric Bledsoe isn't very composed. And Bledsoe is just going for the paint. And yes, he can dish it out to his teammates, but not as well as Mike James. I mean, just look at those passes. The behind-the-back pass and such a good read. And the fact that he's doing these passes and these dimes in such a short time that he has been with Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, he's been averaging 6 points per game in 15 minutes, but guys, in laddies, this is garbage time. Now, and I think if they could make Mike James effective off the bench, I think the Brooklyn Nets might actually win the NBA championship if their three stars can actually place their egos aside and not get injured, or maybe not come up with a weak ass excuse of not playing the game. This is coming from a Lakers fan perspective, so can you, ladies and gentlemen, not bash me? I mean, you have to understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so yeah. Now, Mike, honestly, would be a very useful guy for them, not only to organize the Nets' offense in such a European style, and can also pop off. I mean, he had a 15-point game in 10 minutes on his third game, I think. So, if you ladies and gentlemen love today's video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you love today's video.